Hey Grady, I'm Clara Hughes. Thank you so much for reaching out to me. That was really, really nice of you. And thank you for all of these fantastic questions. I printed them out so I can answer these questions for you. Thanks for your interest in mental health and sport. And I'm sure that you're going to share so many things with people that will help them. So thanks for being you. So, the first question, when did your mental health struggles start and why? That's a big question. I think sometimes we don't ever really know this. I know for me, I have a pretty clear sense that they began in childhood, and it had a lot to do with the home environment that I grew up in. My parents had a lot of struggles, and my dad had many struggles with addiction. And that definitely took its toll on myself and my sister as well. And so when I think about when did my mental health struggles start and why, I would say, yeah, early childhood trauma. Those things that because I didn't have the support as a young person, they definitely came into my life as a kid, as a teenager, as a young adult, and of course as an athlete. Number two, what part of sports was the most stressful or the biggest struggle? Well, the most stressful and the biggest struggle for me was finding consistency. And I can say that that struggle was there because of the mental health struggles that I had that I didn't know at the time. I always thought I just had to be better and more disciplined and everything would be okay. But it was far more than just training harder and finding that discipline. A lot of my struggles had to do with consistency, had to do with internal struggles that I had with my mental health. And until I started really getting help for that, I had a very inconsistent athletic career. Question three, how did you get through those hard times in sport? What helped you overcome those challenges? Oh, I'd have to point to the people that were around me. I was very fortunate to have some amazing coaches and support staff and even teammates that helped me so much get through those hard times. Nothing was done alone. You don't win Olympic medals alone, you don't get to the Olympics alone. Even in individual sports, it's a team effort. And so all of the good people that were there that helped me even when I didn't know I needed help, they were there and they stayed at my side and gave me so much support and made the big difference. Question four, how did sports help you in a positive way and a negative way? Sports helped me in a positive way because they gave me an outlet for a lot of energy that I had, a lot of anger, a lot of frustration, and a very undisciplined teenage youth kind of time in my life. Sport definitely changed me and gave me a space to channel all that energy in. And in a negative way, I would say that all that energy that I channeled into sport, it wasn't always channeled in the best and most healthy ways. Many of the struggles that I had as a young person, they continued in sport. I had struggles with alcohol and with drug use as a teenager. And when I started doing sports, I really changed in a way that I wasn't doing those things anymore. But sport became a way of kind of a form of addiction for me as a young person. So even though it helped me, it also became a different sort of a path of destruction. The fifth question, why do you think there is so many mental health challenges in sport? Well, I think that it's no different than any other sector of society. I know there's 1 in 5 Canadians at least that struggle with their mental health or will have a mental health crisis in their lifetime. Sport is not immune to this. And I think we hear more about athletes and their struggles with their mental health because they're in the spotlight and they have a stage to stand on. And many athletes choose to make a difference and speak about their struggles to try to help other people. So it may seem like more athletes have these struggles, but I think that it's probably very similar to overall society and any sector of society. But I also think that many athletes like myself come from difficult places. Sport is a place where they find some positivity. that they can, like as I said earlier, channel those frustrations and struggles into maybe a sense of, being lost, not accepted. They find a place to find themselves and be accepted, but all of those things that are going on inside are still there. And the next question: how can we support athletes with depression and anxiety and mental illness in the future? Well, I think it comes to access to the proper supports and being able to access those supports, and also creating an environment where, when an athlete is struggling, they're not at risk at losing their place on the team or, their role in the team, that they can feel that it's a safe place, that they can, athletes come back from a broken arm or, a hip injury or even, a head injury. They come back and they're able to be as strong or even better than they were before when they get the proper supports. It's the same with mental illness, that invisible disability. It needs support, it needs help, and with the right supports and help and the right environment that is safe and supportive and nurturing, and that holds the person that's struggling, when they receive all of that, they can come back even better than ever. And the last question: how do you support your mental health after a loss or a difficult event? What advice can you give to someone that it does so that it doesn't impact them as much? Oh, I would just say that nothing is done alone. We heal in community. There is no such thing as healing in a silo or healing alone. I think that every person, if you're struggling or not, we all need community. We need people. We need love. We need support. We need to know that we're accepted as we are. And so I think, I want to let anybody who is struggling or who has, experienced a big loss to know that you are still valued. You are still enough. You have always been enough. And there's no, trophy or success in sport that can define you outside of who you already are. It's difficult to not succeed in what you've poured so much into, but there's always so many lessons. I came in almost last place in one of my Olympic races, and it was one of the most important races of my life. That race, as a bike racer, is the race that was the catalyst for me coming back to speed skating at 27 or 28 years old. Had I not, tried and done my best and finished almost in last place in that Olympic race in Sydney, Australia, I don't know if I ever would have come back to speed skating. For me, that performance was excellence on that day. And coming back to speed skating with that idea that if I just bring my best and know that I'm enough and do my absolute best, there's no failure. And that brought me back to the ice and 4 more Olympic medals. And the last thing I want to do, Grady, is share it with you. This is my favorite Olympic medal. It's a bronze medal from the Vancouver 2010 Olympic Games. It's all worn out. You can see so many people have held this medal and worn it and enjoyed it. And it's a beautiful souvenir that represents the best race of my life. And the best thing about this medal was standing on the starting line. And I remember I took a deep breath and I just knew that I was enough, that I didn't need any more medals or any more wins to know who I was. I knew who I was in that moment, and that led to that beautiful race and this beautiful medal. So thank you so much for reaching out. I hope my answers help you, and I wish you my best. Bye.